Princess Diana's family mostly stayed out of the spotlight, discreetly dealing with their loss and complicated feelings behind the royal curtains. However, Lady Sarah McCorquodale, Diana's sister, is taking center stage as she approaches her 60th birthday and clearing up long-running falsehoods that have persisted for decades. The public has been horrified by her recent heartfelt disclosures as she finally faces the reality of Diana's life and tragic death. Why did Sarah keep quiet for so long? And what were these rumors? Come discover Lady Sarah's heartfelt admissions and how they shed new light on the cherished People's Princess legacy. Diana's early years and familial history. Diana Frances Spencer was the fourth of five children born to John Spencer, Viscount Althorp, and Frances Roche on July 1, 1961, at Park House in Sandringham. A combination of luxury and family strife marked her privileged upbringing. She was first exposed to the realm of nobility through the Spencer family, who have a long history with the British aristocracy. Despite the luxury, Diana's early years were marred by the turbulent relationship between her parents, which ended in a public divorce when she was just 8 years old. This familial breakup cultivated her tremendous sensitivity and need for permanent connections, which had a long-lasting effect on her and would significantly influence her later public and private struggles. Early interests in education. Diana's educational path was marked by developing her interests and character rather than academic success. Before attending Riddlesworth Hall, she attended Sellafield Private School. She later received more praise for generosity than her academic ability at Westheath Girls' School. While working as a nanny and kindergarten helper, she showed an early aptitude for working with children and developed a strong interest in music, dancing, and fashion. She was exposed to a broader world during her brief stay at the Institut Alpen Vidamanit in Switzerland, demonstrating her preference for real-world experiences over conventional classroom settings. These encounters sparked her lifelong commitment to children's welfare and educational change. The Royal Encounter. Prince Charles was dating Diana's older sister, Lady Sarah, when they first met in 1977. This encounter, which at the time seemed insignificant, laid the groundwork for an unlikely royal romance. At first, the heir to the British throne and the reserved 16-year-old had little in common other than a fondness for the countryside. But this small meeting laid the groundwork for a friendship that would enthrall people for years. The chemistry between Diana and Charles progressively developed as their circles continued to cross, primarily because of the Spencer family's strong ties to the royal family. This eventually led to their courtship and captured the public's interest. Engagement and the fairy tale wedding. When Diana and Charles announced their engagement, significant media attention began on February 24, 1981. Diana was thrust into the spotlight at 19, and a rapt audience scrutinized her actions and facial expressions. On July 29, 1981, they were married in a stunning ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral, witnessed by over 750 million people worldwide. The world watched in awe. Diana's wedding dress influenced millions of people and became a symbol of romantic fairy tales. Diana subsequently acknowledged feeling pressured and alone during the engagement, despite the charming exterior. Even though the wedding was lavish, it was only the start of a life full of public praise and private struggles. Becoming the Princess of the People. Diana's status inside the royal family was swiftly redefined by her ability to interact with people from all walks of life. Her kindness defied royal protocol as she greeted individuals with handshakes and hugs rather than the traditional manners. Her charitable activities, which included helping the homeless and consoling AIDS patients, demonstrated her empathy. Despite the limitations of her public role, Diana's genuine concern for others made her a beacon of hope and compassion, setting a new precedent for humanity within the realm of royalty and redefining what it meant to be a modern royal. Her down-to-earth engagement style won her the nickname the People's Princess. Family life and motherhood. Every facet of Diana's life demonstrated her commitment to her kids, Prince William and Prince Harry. She was determined to give them some sort of normalcy, even if it meant rejecting royal customs. She gave them first names, took part in school events, and accompanied them to amusement parks and homeless shelters, teaching them the importance of compassion and service. Her hands-on parenting approach, which prioritized love over procedure, was unheard of in the royal family. Her top priority was privacy, and she tried to protect her kids from invasive media, a complex undertaking. Diana created a new legacy of transparency and accessibility for upcoming royal generations with her groundbreaking and affectionate approach to motherhood. Charity and humanitarian initiatives. Diana's dedication to philanthropy was groundbreaking and intensely personal. It stemmed from her wish to speak up for people frequently disregarded by society. Her unwavering efforts to demystify and destigmatize illnesses like HIV/AIDS dispelled myths and fostered compassion throughout the world. She also supported over 100 charities, including those that addressed addiction, leprosy, and homelessness. Diana frequently made high-profile excursions and bold public appearances that emphasized her concerns about using her position to bring attention to challenging topics. Her humanitarian idea was simple but profound, demonstrating that compassion and love can overcome all obstacles. Diana's humanitarian legacy continues to inspire charitable deeds throughout the world. Impact on style and fashion. Diana went beyond traditional royal style to become a global fashion star admired for her formal and casual clothes. Her skillful use of fashion as a nonverbal communication tool captured her evolving self-confidence and personal metamorphosis. Diana's fashion choices garnered media attention, from the elegant revenge dress to her easygoing jeans and blazer ensembles. Her reputation as a fashion trailblazer was further cemented by her collaborations with well-known designers like Versace and Catherine Walker. Her transformation from a timid ingenue to a self-assured international star was reflected in her design choices. Her legacy as a timeless and trailblazing figure in the fashion industry is cemented by her style, which still inspires designers and fashion fans today. Public interest and marital conflicts. The reality of Diana's marriage was much more complicated, marked by both public scrutiny and private strife, even if the world saw it as a fairy tale. Diana felt more alone and insecure due to the marriage being strained by rumors of Charles' continued affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. Public attention exacerbated these issues, which frequently made their struggles worse. Despite the challenges, Diana handled her public responsibilities with dignity, even as the public's sympathy and concern for her struggles grew. Many people found great resonance in her tribulations, which brought to light both her humanity and the flaws in royal life. In the end, Diana's open assessments of her marriage led to previously unheard of discussions regarding fidelity, mental health, and the demands of royal life. Diana's revelatory interviews. Diana took part in a groundbreaking interview with Martin Bashir for the BBC's Panorama in November 1995. Her frank disclosures regarding her marital status and personal hardships, such as her battle with bulimia and feelings of inadequacy, were devastating. Diana's candid remarks moved millions, profoundly altering how the public saw the royal family. "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded," she said, a comment that came to represent her openness and the extreme difficulties she was under. This crucial interview is frequently credited with transforming media interactions with the monarchy by setting an example of honesty over tactful elegance. For Diana, it was a turning point that solidified her recognizable and approachable public persona. Diana and the press. Diana had a complicated connection with the media, presenting opportunities and difficulties. The press greatly influenced her public image, which praised her flair and charity endeavors. However, this publicity frequently became intrusive, with the media's unrelenting pursuit affecting her most intimate times. The paparazzi frantically captured her actions, which helped create a story of mystery, scandal, and sympathy. Diana mastered this media frenzy, fighting for her privacy while using it to promote humanitarian causes. Her life influenced future royal and media contacts, which shed light on the possible dangers of media exposure. The circumstances surrounding her premature death brought the sad effects of this intrusive examination to light. leading to considerations of press ethics. Independence and divorce. It was a time of liberty and sadness when Diana and Charles's marriage officially ended in August 1996. Diana enthusiastically focused on humanitarian activities after being released from royal duties and embracing her newfound independence. The year after her divorce, Diana was a rejuvenated woman who pursued humanitarian endeavors and personal development free from royal constraints. She maintained her dignity and dedication to generosity, frequently bringing attention to underappreciated causes, even when she resigned from several royal duties. Her years after the divorce were characterized by a solid will to reinvent herself outside of the royal persona and take on positions in line with her interests. Diana's ability to navigate this personal transition is still evidence of her unwavering spirit and commitment to self-discovery in the face of public scrutiny. The Landmine Campaign. Diana's high-profile trip to Angola in January 1997 was a turning point in her campaign for the international campaign to ban landmines. Diana's participation brought the deadly effects of landmines on people to the attention of the world, since she was photographed walking among active landmines while wearing complete safety gear. Her assistance was essential in attracting international pity and exerting pressure on humanitarian demining initiatives. Her presence brought the issue to the attention of the world community and brought attention to the suffering of civilian victims. Diana's commitment helped bring about the signing of the Ottawa Treaty, which outlawed landmines. This project demonstrated her strong influence in promoting international policy change and highlighted her significant impact on humanitarian concerns worldwide. Tragic end and global mourning. The world was rocked by the terrible accident that killed Diana on August 31, 1997, when she was only 36 years old. An enormous wave of sadness was sparked by the premature death in a Paris tunnel while making a last-ditch effort to avoid cameras. Flowers, passionate letters, and prayers were poured into Kensington Palace's gates as millions worldwide grieved. Diana's universal appeal was demonstrated by the fact that her funeral, attended by officials and adored by ordinary people, was televised to billions worldwide. Her legacy as a revolutionary character, praised for her humanity, was cemented when her death sparked a deep social debate on privacy, media ethics, and the public's connection with the royal family. Memory and legacy. Princess Diana died more than 25 years ago, yet her legacy remains. Perhaps the most enduring representations of her moral fiber and charitable nature are her sons, Princes William and Harry. They have actively continued her legacy through programs focused on mental health, philanthropic undertakings, and updating royal customs. In her honor, the Diana Award was created to honor young people actively involved in humanitarian, social justice, and kindness initiatives. Diana's timeless story continues to impact contemporary politics, society, and culture, demonstrating her revolutionary influence on how public personalities and royalty interact with the world meaningfully and caringly. The enduring significance of her altruistic activities. Diana's generosity went beyond her royal responsibilities. It reflected her deep compassion, which actively worked to alleviate suffering worldwide. Her involvement with various organizations, including AIDS trusts and leprosy missions, was revolutionary and intensely personal. Diana's innate humanism and her active support of philanthropic projects motivated numerous people to participate in humanitarian endeavors. Significant concerns, including landmine removal, homelessness, and mental health care, are still being addressed by the Diana Memorial Fund. Her compassionate approach to charity transformed royalty and social duty ideas by redefining traditional charitable roles and emphasizing genuine emotional connection and unity. Caring beyond borders. Diana's humanitarian endeavors transcended national borders, exhibiting an unwavering mission to support the world's most unfortunate. She traveled to numerous nations, offering assistance on such matters as child welfare worldwide, HIV/AIDS in Africa, and landmines in Angola. Her presence garnered international media attention, bringing important humanitarian issues to the notice of the globe. Diana's ability to bridge cultural gaps and bring attention to underserved populations was a prime example of her distinct style of service, overcoming obstacles and inspiring optimism. Her legacy endures in the international humanitarian discourse, demonstrating her unmatched capacity for empathy and defiance of social norms, making her a true global citizen. Controversies and Truths Revealed. Numerous biographies, films, and stories attempting to reveal the nuances of Diana's journey have been spurred by the public's obsession with her life over the years. These investigations have uncovered both positive and negative elements, such as her marital problems and mental health challenges, which have sparked a broad discussion on these formerly taboo subjects. Numerous investigations and first-hand accounts about her life have surfaced, providing a range of viewpoints on what she went through. Every new disclosure broadens the audience's comprehension of Diana's private and public life, while interspersing her narrative with triumphant, vulnerable, and resilient moments that perfectly capture the human condition beneath the regal exterior. The cultural impact of Diana. Diana has had a huge cultural impact on various mediums, including literature, painting, and film. Numerous movies and TV shows have been made about her to document her life and impact, exposing multiple aspects of her character and legacy. These depictions add to the constantly changing story of Diana by presenting her as a multifaceted person whose life resisted simple classification. Her narrative touches on more general cultural and societal issues, solidifying her place as a contemporary cultural icon and a historical figure. Diana's life and legacy have a lasting impact on popular culture, providing timeless motivation and contemplation on the transformational potential of kindness and grace. Public relations and individual development. In addition to her royal responsibilities, Diana had several relationships that significantly impacted her personal development. Her sexual relationships and friendships provided insights into her desire for support and connection outside of royal boundaries. Her willingness to trust, understanding, and normalcy among the demands around her was reflected in these interactions, which ranged from well-known individuals like Dr. Hasnat Khan to prominent friendships with Elton John. Her handling of these private connections, frequently in the face of intense media attention, demonstrated her versatility and tenacity in looking for happiness outside the conventional royal setting and her introspective path to self-empowerment. Advocacy for mental health. Diana's openness about her battles with mental health changed the conversation and dispelled the stigmas society attaches to psychological disorders. Her candidness about her struggles with depression and bulimia sparked a generalized awareness and empathy for mental health, which in turn inspired others to talk candidly about their own experiences. Diana's readiness to openly talk about her issues acted as a spark for increased acceptance and awareness of mental health issues. Her boys continue her legacy in this area by advocating for mental health, encouraging open dialogue, and making sure that support networks are accessible and inclusive for everyone. This carries on her pioneering work to destigmatize mental health conditions. Motherly influence on William and Harry. Diana's profound impact can be seen in William and Harry's attitudes toward public service and royal responsibilities. She gave them a deep empathy, compassion, and commitment to subjects vital to her, like youth development, mental health, and international humanitarian endeavors. Both princes have frequently discussed their mother's lasting influence and emphasized her ideals in their public pursuits. Her lessons led them to a contemporary royal persona that values transparency, openness, and direct interaction with the populace. Their efforts reflect Diana's legacy, guaranteeing that her activism and generosity will endure within the royal family and into the future. The Spencer bloodline. Diana's deep ties to her Spencer ancestry significantly formed her conception of responsibility and service. Diana was instilled with a strong sense of identity and responsibility by her family, the Spencers, a historic English family with solid roots in British history. Her attitude to life as a royal was shaped by her family's heritage of public service and aristocratic ideals. This relationship gave her a solid base and a feeling of continuity, giving her the willpower and resilience to handle her personal and public responsibilities. The principles and heritage of the Spencers are still ingrained in Diana's life and contribute significantly to her lasting impact. The Royal Reformer. Diana pushed the limits of conventional royal responsibilities toward a more personable and relevant royal family, which catalyzed change within the monarchy. Her active participation in philanthropic endeavors and public appearances typified a new era of royal family accessibility. Diana's attempts to modernize the monarchy struck a chord with the public by questioning royal customs and formality. Her efforts were motivated by a desire to promote real relationships and show aristocracy in a more sympathetic light. Diana's impact has permanently changed the institution and established a groundbreaking standard that still influences how the British royal family develops in modern society. Lady Sarah addresses rumors. Lady Sarah McCorquodale's recent disclosures addressed many long-standing allegations regarding her sister's life during Diana's 60th commemorative event. Her emotional affirmation of some facts and rejection of others offered a great understanding of the complexity of Diana's experiences. Lady Sarah provided a more complex perspective on her sister's hardships and victories by highlighting the myths that frequently surrounded Diana. These candid revelations have rekindled discussions over Diana's legacy by presenting her as a person negotiating remarkable circumstances rather than just a royal family member. Diana's story gains depths of authenticity from this narrative improvement, solidifying her reputation as a symbol of compassion and fortitude. Modifying the royal protocol. Diana had a revolutionary impact on the royal family, bringing about essential changes in interaction and procedure. The expectations of royal duties were altered by her active involvement and determination to dismantle boundaries between the public and royalty. Diana's strategy demonstrated her desire for authentic connection, whether it was through tactile interactions with the public or in-person trips to hospitals free from protocol-driven restrictions. Her efforts to engage the people were crucial in changing royal behavior and procedure, establishing a benchmark for upcoming generations. Diana's efforts in this area have contributed to developing a more transparent, engaged, and intimate royal family relationship with its constituents. Maintaining the good work. Diana's legacy lives on through the philanthropic foundations and projects she created in her honor. Her love for humanitarian causes is continued through the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Fund, which addresses modern problems like homelessness, men's health, and landmine disposal. Diana's children, who support organizations that align with her principles, embody the spirit of her work. Their continued dedication to her charitable endeavors guarantees that the values Diana upheld, compassion, altruism, and support, continue to be powerful agents of societal change. This unwavering dedication to her causes emphasizes her influence that lasts beyond her life, solidifying her position as a symbol of constructive change in the world. Impact on the royal media approach. Diana's complicated relationship with the media influenced royal relations with the press by teaching priceless lessons about involvement, openness, and vulnerability. Today's royal family still draws from these lessons, aiming for honesty and straightforward communication while being aware of the delicate balance between the public interest and individual privacy. Diana's legacy has guided the royal family toward more genuine portrayals of their private and public lives, encouraging a cautious but open interaction with the media. The development of these crucial exchanges is still guided by her influence on royal media tactics, guaranteeing a legacy of resilience and balance in the face of public and press relations. Her passion for the arts and music. Diana's love of the arts, especially dance and music, was a defining characteristic of her public presence. Her dedication to cultural enrichment was exemplified by her patronage of London's Royal Ballet and her well-known trips to theaters and art galleries. Diana believed that the arts were healing, essential to both individual expression and the health of society. By emphasizing the value of the arts in community development, her advocacy impacted cultural organizations and helped make the arts more widely known. Beyond her position as a princess, Diana's passion for the arts helped to establish broader royal support for these fields, promoting artistic and cultural contributions as essential elements of a flourishing community. The everlasting icon. Beyond her lifetime, Diana's iconic influence continues to shape media, social movements, and modern culture. Numerous literary, cinematic, and artistic versions of her biography have captured the many elements of her life and legacy. Every new portrayal contributes to the intricate fabric of Diana's influence, guaranteeing that future generations will find her message of humanity and compassion compelling. Through her ageless inspiration to renew the standards of public service and personal dignity in the face of shifting social paradigms, she continues to impact contemporary culture as a figure of grace, empathy, and resilience. Reformer of education. In addition to advocating for children's education and welfare, Diana also worked to change educational practices and policies. Her focus on mental health care and diversity in economic settings demonstrated her conviction that education can be a powerful force for good in society. Discussions and activities toward comprehensive educational changes were sparked by her visits to academic institutions and her emphasis on incorporating practical and emotional support systems into learning frameworks. Diana's influence sparked initiatives encouraging educational advancements by advocating for children's diversity and holistic development, guaranteeing safe, caring conditions that foster academic and emotional success for future generations. Royal Duties Development. Diana was instrumental in changing how royal obligations were perceived through her philanthropic commitments and revolutionary activities. By bringing these professions into line with international humanitarian needs and placing a strong emphasis on genuine service and personal involvement, she updated them. By directly making the monarchy more relevant and approachable, she changed the public's perception of royal duties and promoted a more vibrant and adaptable organization. This development, spurred by Diana's astute vision and sense of purpose, led to changes that still define the monarchy's place in modern society and encourage a usefully integrated type of service that aligns with supporting social causes worldwide. Influence in public speaking. Diana's charm and passionate remarks struck a profound chord with listeners worldwide, providing inspiration and wisdom. Her speeches on topics including mental health, children's welfare, and domestic abuse demonstrated her bravery in standing up for marginalized groups. Diana used her platform to raise awareness of significant social concerns and encourage communities and influencers to act by fusing personal stories with general social themes. She demonstrated her capacity to mobilize support and motivate action through effective, purpose-driven communication, and her public speaking appearance demonstrated her sincere dedication to promoting positive change. Diana's influence as a public speaker provides a lasting platform for advancing significant social change. Accepting vulnerabilities. Diana's capacity to accept and express vulnerability to foster social change and emotional connection was among her most significant assets. She normalized public conversations on challenging topics like mental health and personal insecurity by being transparent about her challenges. Her genuineness struck a deep chord with the general people, overcoming differences and encouraging compassion. This brave openness changed how public leaders saw transparency by igniting intensely personal interactions with audiences. Social standards are still being challenged by Diana's legacy of authenticity, which is fostering an environment of compassionate openness where vulnerability is viewed as a potent catalyst for both individual and group healing and development. The spirit of resilience. Diana's life narrative demonstrates her ability to bounce back from setbacks and hardships. Her unrelenting commitment to humanitarian causes and personal development persisted in the face of tremendous personal and public criticism. She handled the ups and downs of both her personal and royal life with poise and tenacity, always choosing to use her experiences to inspire others. She was able to inspire millions of people around the world and bring about long-lasting change because of her resilient attitude. Diana's legacy is a source of inspiration and hope for anyone pursuing compassionate paths in the face of life's challenges, because it embodies the unwavering determination to overcome hardship and pursue significant change. The love and adversity that characterized Princess Diana's journey have had a lasting influence beyond her lifetime. The world continues to be inspired by her legacy of empathy, resiliency, and change, a constant reminder of the transformational potential of compassion and unselfish bravery.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon